everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
So as you can see, she says that, boom, feed immediately cuts. One more thing happened on Tim Pool's show the other day. He was talking to Laura Loomer, who we all know is a far-right figure and a MAGA-type person. And they're talking about the criminal trial against Trump, where he was found guilty, 34 felonies, yada, yada, you know the drill. And the live stream cuts off abruptly.
I'm hollering. Apparently, Laura Loomer took it too far on the Tim Pool show, and we are going to watch that clip and watch him like fully, obviously, melt down over whatever must have happened. Laura Loomer is not just MAGA type, far right, whatever. You're being too nice or maybe too mean to MAGA. Even I have to say, Laura Loomer is an absolute psychopath, absolutely. And I don't know, Tim Pool probably thought he could maybe control that, but he couldn't. So in this clip, we're going to watch Kyle Kulinski absolutely dismantle Tim Pool for crying over Laura Loomer's absolute crazy behavior. Let's get into it.
Should Democrats be in jail? No question. When Donald Trump gets elected, should he start locking them up? No question. Should there be lists of Democrats that need to go to jail? 100%. The reason for that is they've committed crimes. We need to make sure that when Donald Trump wins, we've got an attorney general, a deputy attorney general, a head of the CIA and the FBI. Kash Patel would be fantastic. We can have Attorney General. There's some names floating around. And then they can start having their investigators and the feds issuing subpoenas, pulling up evidence, and with real evidence, bring them to judges for warrants. Then these people can spend three years of their lives fighting tooth and nail for the crime against the government for crimes they committed, and we can prove. Yeah. And the reason why we put them on trial is that we can show the whole world we will uncover what you've done. We will make sure everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
So let me just pause to point out, on paper, everything he's saying is actually totally fine, right? If you find real evidence of crimes committed by various powerful Democrats, I'm your Huckleberry. Go for it. There's a lot of war criminals. There's a lot of corrupt goons, not just in the Republican Party, but also in the Democratic Party. So on paper, I actually totally agree. Where I disagree is I don't really trust Tim Pool's judgment as to what constitutes an actual crime. I just don't buy that he's going to be objective and fair when I think that's a crime. I think
he has every right to feel that way because first off, these people Tim Pool is all about, canceling free speech. If you talk about Israel, this guy met with Benjamin Netanyahu. Obviously, this video is just a little bit older, but, Kyle was on point with this. But it's funny because this clip was a little bit older, but I've not seen this talked about. I believe I was making content around the time. I did not know this happened. This is pretty interesting. I can't wait to see exactly how this goes.
In his mind, it's more of the political type, like, I don't like this person, so we'll actually make up some shit, right? But again, to be magnanimous and fair here, on paper, that statement, let's find actual crimes committed by Democrats who are in positions of leadership and let's go after them. I don't think you find a leftist in the world who disagrees with that, right? I think plenty of powerful Democrats have gotten away with a gargantuan number of crimes. And I like that we set this precedent. They went after Trump. They're bringing Trump down. I like that we set that precedent. And I hope that opens the door to more cases against legitimate cases against powerful people, regardless of party affiliation. But here's where it goes off a cliff. Ready?
Everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
So as you can see, she says that, boom, feed immediately cuts. One more time. Here we go.
And you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
Now, look, if somebody's watching this and they think like, oh, there's obviously just some sort of a, like a technical issue or whatever, or an issue with YouTube or Rumble or wherever the fuck this is streaming and it just cut out, or there's power outage in the studio or whatever, he has a problem with his internet, whatever it is. If you thought that, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you because it's a reasonable perspective. However, as you heard, the last thing that was said was these people actually deserve the death penalty because we used to have a punishment for treason. No, what happened here is Tim Pool abruptly cut the stream. Why did he cut the stream? Well, an incident from a little while back shows us why. So I don't know if you guys remember this. Tim Pool got really, really mad at one of his.
He did, but this is because I'm pretty sure Tim probably came back and said, "No, we just had a bit of a technical error, bro. No, I had my beanie on too tight, and then there was like a technical error, and we go. That's just all that happened. Blah blah blah. No, like It's not even a coincidence. It's just 2 on point. She made that statement. You shut it down. She's even worse online. Like that girl is insane. Like but this before. Let me just tell you, this is before. This clip isn't before October 7th, but before October 7th, when I thought like MAGA was whatever, like these influencers had real substance to them. I used to follow her and I used to like talk to her once in a while, like on Spaces or whatever. Not like on Spaces, like not like, hey girl, what's up? Never, okay? But would have certain discussions about freedom of speech and stuff like that. And all of these things. That girl one time, she tweeted out something. She said, if Trump does not win the election, women do not need to get married and have babies because the world is over. I had to retweet her and I said, this is why women need to stay out of politics, because Trump is not, and this is when I thought I was still voting for Donald Trump, because be clear, I did not vote for Donald Trump in 2024, okay? And I was like, this is crazy. I was like, Trump is not Jesus. Like, I like him too, but like, chill out. And she knew that she was taking it too far, but she even liked the tweet. Like, yeah, you're doing too much. Now she's just out of pocket. If you ever see that girl on Twitter, she's out of pocket. And I'm not that person who's like, I'm not that person who's like, like, oh, shut her down because she's out of pocket. I will never say that. I'd rather see what kind of craziness you're saying. But Tim Pool had to hurry up and do some damage control because, whoa.
Guests. I believe this guy's name is Jesse Kelly or something like that. Right-wing freak. And listen to this back and forth.
I think it's only fair that I don't take the heat for what you said, Jesse, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm getting people attacking my character now and had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions to killing people. So I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but like I got 500 messages of like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you taking the show down? Are you fucking with us? You're trying to make money.
So I thought YouTube took the show down.
No, I had to take the show down.
Okay.
I had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions within like the span of a couple minutes to murdering people.
Okay.
After I explicitly stated in the pre-show, do not make allusions to violence. Then went on to explain, we keep having people come here and saying they want people killed or people should kill people or they can be killed or things like that. 18 minutes into the show, you had made 2 allusions to, one was the helicopter thrown over the Pacific Ocean. That's kind of like a, fuck, we're gonna get hit for that probably, but we'll see what happens. But then you said you can go kill the human smugglers for all I care. And it's just like, that's it. Like, it's not a YouTube thing. It's Rumble would take us down for this. I've had the conversations with Rumble about it. And so it's a question of, for the people who are right now, who are slamming me, claiming that it's a big news day and I intentionally took the show down for fake reasons to make money, no matter what platform we're on, that show would be removed and we would face legal liability. And so the question is, can we have a show if we persist? That show would be deleted and that would be the end of it.
Okay.
So all I can do is say, okay, well, that's it.
So in other words, Tim Pool keeps having these guests who advocate for murdering people, and it gets him in trouble, and he finds, like, fuck, just delete, cut it off. And I guarantee you he lit into Laura Loomer. Soon as that camera went off, homie probably went in-ski. He went in. So, Tim, couple pro tips. Maybe, stop inviting people on the show who keep calling for fucking murdering people.
Okay, that's not even a tip. Come on, Kyle. That's not even a tip. Like, obviously these people, like Laura Loomer is Laura Loomer. Just have a discussion maybe like, yo, let's not get too extreme. That's it. Come on, you can't stop inviting people. Like, that's just ridiculous, right? I think it's just funny to watch him. Like, he was going off on Jesse Kelly, and Jesse's looking like, what the hell? Like, I'm sure what he said was not even that deep. Tim cut it off probably for another reason and then used that as the reason. But I never knew about this Laura Loomer thing. I think it's hilarious. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.